Yes, welcome back to Hot Topics. My name is Jeff Ajamai with Home Life Miracle and House of Trade, bringing you the latest real estate news or the most talked about real estate news in the GTA over the last week. We brought you Hot Topics episode 1 last week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is episode 2. I'm not going to waste any time. You already know what the format is, so let's jump into it. And the first topic of today is basically an article from the Toronto Sun that we went through, and its title is "No app will ever replace a real estate agent." Don't expect a single application to take over the entire real estate process, because there's a lot to do in the real estate process. When you look at the role of an agent, we're involved a lot, from anything from helping to screen the tenant and make sure that they can actually afford the property, to take them out on showings, finding the properties that they want to see on showings, dealing with the negotiations, and then helping them with the closing as well. One app is going to be very difficult to try and replace everything that an agent has to do, especially if it's a really good agent. One thing that you're going to see a lot of technology that's helping to change different parts of the process. We talked about a few last week, but you should not expect one application to just go and replace all agents. It's not logical, at least not right now. One great thing about a lot of applications that are coming out now, though, are that it gives consumers an opportunity to get more information on their own. The author of this article actually interviewed the broker of record for Cloud Realty in Mississauga. Their name is Lang Von. What Lang basically said was, it puts a lot of information into the consumer's hands, and it gives them an opportunity to do a lot of the research and that type of work early on their own. I can attest to that, because working with a lot of clients that I've done deals with, they tend to come to me with listings that they want to see before I even send them any listing. They want to find out what communities work for them, work for their commute to work, work for them depending on their family life. So with technology and the new changes in technology, new applications that are coming, there are a lot of people that are getting in the market that are doing a lot of their own research. That's perfectly fine, because it takes a lot of work off of agents, but a good agent still offers great value and is able to help people foresee certain problems before they happen, whether it's, let's say, a maintenance issue with the property, whether it's some form of damage, water damage to the property that the person didn't notice, whether it's something that has to do with the actual agreement themselves and the wording in the document, or just putting the deal together with the mortgage broker and making sure that their client can get the deal done. A great agent offers a lot of value, and that's going to be tough to take away. Technology is going to hurt maybe a lot of agents that are not offering the same type of value, or maybe just want to get into the business because they see a good opportunity to make money. Once again, just don't expect technology to just completely wipe out what a good agent can do for you and help you get what you want and the value that you want from them. Even brokerages like Rex Real Estate, that's Real Estate Exchange Real Estate in the US. There are US brokers that relies heavily on artificial intelligence to match people or match buyers with different properties based off of the preferences that they put into the application and their browsing history. Even brokers like that, for example, still relies on agents to help their clients go through the process, because you need guidance through it. This is a big, large transaction, and it's cliche, but it's the largest transaction most people are going to do in their lifetime. It's hundreds and thousands of dollars. It's not like buying a TV on Black Friday. This is a home. You're going to want good guidance when you're going through the process, and you're not going to want to waste any time or any money. And this is why a good agent is useful to you. So no, don't expect any apps to go and replace us anytime soon, but expect us to work with technology to help make the process a lot easier. When Uber came in, they didn't replace taxi drivers. Taxi drivers just migrated to the Uber application and started working with Uber and Lyft and different companies like that, right? Airbnb didn't replace hotels. They just offered a different way for people that own homes to almost offer that same type of hotel service for people that want to stay in their place. So see technology more as working with people as opposed to replacing full professions. It's a more logical way to look at it. Speaking of Airbnb, they're actually the second topic of discussion, and there was a good article that came out on them in the Globe and Mail titled "Report Says Airbnb Listings Are Sapping Toronto's Housing Market. Group Demands Action from Ontario." What does that mean? So basically, a group called Fairbnb, that's with an F, Fairbnb, and they're funded by hotel workers, labor organizations in Ontario, and they want tougher regulations on short-term rentals. Now, Airbnb's already stressed that they want to be regulated or want some form of regulations. I think it's a good thing to have Airbnb somewhat regulated, but to an extent, because one thing, me personally, I don't like is government in our private affairs a lot, especially in private homeowners business. If you're a homeowner and you're renting your property, you should have the right to decide whether or not you want to rent it out for the short term or the long term. That's your right as a homeowner. Whether you're an investor as well, you have that right to do that. I don't think it's the job of government to go and get involved and tell you how long you can keep your property rented for, or whether or not it should be short term or long term, or delist your property, or ask Airbnb to delist your property, like people such as Joe Cressy, who is a counselor for the downtown ward of Spadina and Fort York. He wants Airbnb to delist 6,500 units from their sites. I do not know why that's a good idea. Doesn't make any sense to me why Airbnb would hurt their business model by just removing 6,000 plus units from there. People aren't going to trust their business. So what he literally says is, I triple checked with the chief planner. We need about 5,032 new rental units to get back to a healthy vacancy rate. Our vacancy rate is 1% right now. Should be around usually 3 to 5 for a healthy rate. We could achieve that target tomorrow if Airbnb simply delisted 6,500 units, which are designed and built units for housing, but used for a different purpose. They choose to use them as short-term rentals because they feel like that's the best way they're getting value for the product that they own. Once you own the property, it should be yours to do as you please, so long as you're following the rules and regulations that are out there. And we don't need any more red tape stopping people from doing what they want to do with their property. If you really want to affect any kind of change with regarding to housing supply, remove a lot of the red tape that have to do with developers trying to actually start breaking ground and starting new construction projects. We don't need any more 300 square foot units in the downtown core. We need more multifamily units. So start incentivizing developers and builders to build more of those. Like I said, Airbnb is really helpful. I had clients that moved here from India that were looking for a place to stay, and they got to stay in an Airbnb unit for about a month. And that helped them over the time look for something that they could stay in more long term. If that service wasn't there, it'd be very difficult for them to actually find a place, because like we said, we do have a shortage of affordable housing units. But Airbnb helped them in the short term get into something more long term. It's a beneficial platform. It's useful. It helps us a lot with tourism, and it helps in situations like that. Yeah. If you want to know a little bit more about what the real estate age or the mobile age of real estate is actually going to be bringing to us, like I said, we're going to have a lot more technology trends that are coming to real estate in our, not just in our city, just happening with real estate regardless. Check out my blog on the houseoftrade.ca website. It's the mobile age of real estate. Like I said, we released 4 parts last week of the blog. Check it out. You're going to be really entertained. We break down all the different parts of the real estate process and the different people that are actually, the different businesses that are starting up, the problems that in the industry with regards to those processes. And it's really interesting, just a piece of work. So go check that out, the Mobile Age of Real Estate blog on the House of Trade website. That's houseoftrade.ca. See it in the description down below. And also check out the House of Trade app. You can download that as well on the House of Trade website, available for iOS and Android. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. If there's anything you'd like us to talk about, please leave a comment down below. We'd love to get a discussion going, and we want to talk about the things that you want to hear about. I want to thank you for joining us. We're going to see you next week. Peace.